Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of BRAWL. I got a double feature for you this time. So before I get on to the main thing to talk about, please check out the calendar. This Wednesday's special session is a little more unique, so you're going to want to check it out to see if it's something you'll want to be a part of. Anyway, on to the main thing. There's been some issues lately during our weekend BRAWL sessions that I've noticed. So while I've said this in my comments under my videos before, I'm going to actually talk about it today. There's a few rules that I typically go by. I guess they're more like guidelines, I suppose. I'm not going to be super strict on them, but it's just something that you all should be aware of. For those of you that already do this, whether you realize it or not, thank you very much, and just sit back and enjoy the rest of the video. Anyway, for those that don't know, I currently have around 30 people that I play relatively often, plus enough people to fill up the rest of my friend list on BRAWL, and that's quite a few people. The problem is that some of you seem to think that you can remain in one of my rooms all night long. This just can't happen under normal circumstances. I plan weekends for at least 2 hours a night to get as many funny moments as possible, and not only that, but to get as many people into my room as possible. So I play in a room for typically about an hour, sometimes more, and then I leave to make another room. And I leave the first room on purpose. On almost any weekend, there will be people outside waiting for me. Now, if the room is disconnected, that's a different story. And I will try to put that original room back together with the original brawlers for the remainder of that hour. But if you were in that first room and you got to play for about an hour or more, you really need to be considerate of others that did not get into that room. You aren't entitled to be in the next room. With how small rooms are, only having room for me and 3 more people, it's really hard for me to be 100% fair to all, but I need to try to be as fair as possible. So when I make the new room and some or all of the members of the first room continuously try to get into the new one, you are really hindering the efforts of myself and any other brawlers who missed out on that first room. Whether it's because you are quick on the draw or because your internet connection is superior to theirs, I keep getting prompts from brawlers I have already played that night instead of brawlers that either showed up and had to be patient for an hour or more, or ones that intentionally showed up later to avoid the craziness of getting into that first room. Also, if you were in that first room and you just really want to keep playing, and I can understand that you do, you really need to wait at least 10 minutes or so. Give others a chance to get in. Keep in mind that my friend roster is likely very different from yours. So just because you see no one on other than myself, maybe another person or two, on your list, that doesn't mean that there isn't anyone on my list that is on that's trying to get in. But if 10 or 15 minutes goes by and my room still isn't full, then yeah, please, go ahead and try it and rejoin. Also, on a similar note, though I typically don't refuse people who try to enter the first room of the evening, if I notice that someone is constantly being in the first room of the night for multiple nights in a row, or if it's a person that got to play for quite a while the night before, I just might deny you, especially if there's quite a few people online waiting to try and get into the room. So, I know that you all want to brawl in order to get into AFB, but keep in mind that the key word here is all. I need to somehow brawl all of you, and that isn't always possible. So when I deny you, I don't do it to be mean. I'm doing it to be fair to others. And also, please keep in mind that sometimes you didn't get in, but I didn't deny you. And that's because in order to get into a room, it has to be unanimously yes. Someone else had to have said no. And I'm the one that gets the message asking why you tried to join 20 times and you were never allowed in, when I wasn't the one that was doing anything to deny you to get it. So anyway, if I do my room rotations once every hour or so, and you all remember that there are others that are likely going to want to play as well, we can all have some real fun sessions, and I can keep dishing out the AFBs with a growing credit roll. So anyway, that's all that I have for this video. Thank you very much for listening to what I had to say. It's something that you all need to be aware of. And also please remember to check out my calendar for upcoming session information. So until next time, see you all in the brawling scene. Later!